to get these things done. Now, we've got a great redevelopment director and a great commission on the redevelopment that gets this project. So we are blessed. So they're going to step up and step in. You have got Matt Franklin, the Mayor's Office of Housing, who's been, you all probably know him too well. He's been down here, he gets it, he cares about this, and he's going to do everything in his power to leverage the resources that he has, his relationships when he was at HUD under the Clinton administration, relationships he had at the state of California, and our regional relationships to do what we need to do from our office perspective. Supervisor doing the same thing in all our meetings, writing joint letters, passing resolutions, doing everything we can to codify this as a city effort. We're all on the same page on this. We've got to get the financing, and we've got to get this development agreement passed. I want to thank the new board for understanding the seriousness of this. I want to thank them for their willingness to work. They deserve credit.
Give us a hand clap.
In absence of action, I have no reason to alarm you. I'm just telling you, I've been doing this 12 years, not 200 years, not 50 years, but 12 years, I kind of learned a little bit. This is serious. We need to act. And I have every confidence in closing that if we do act, we're going to get through this. We care, we're committed, we are going to do everything in our power. We just ask you to step up with us, to work with us, get through this difficult time, make the tough choices that we need to make, and we're going to get to where we need to go to provide you with the dignity you deserve, the housing that you should have been afforded decades ago, the opportunity to participate in designing that future and your lives and help us rebuild this community. So I thank you again, all of you, for the time and attention, and just know that we're not going to walk away from this. We're not going to turn our back, and we're not going to run the 90-yard dash in terms of getting to where we need to go. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Newsom, for your support and for your presence here today.
I'm going to tell you the long story. I just stress as the main point. 시장은 그동안 저희 기자님 중에 이런 문제에 대해서 많이 일을 봤고, 또한 한 3일 전에 이런 문제에 대해서 더욱 관심을 갖게 되었습니다. 또 다음 주 노벰버 9는 이 문제에 대해 최종 결정을 내려야 하는 그런 시점을 생각하고 있습니다. 그렇기 때문에 그동안 자기로서는 모든 힘을 동원해서 이 문제 해결을 위하고 주 사원이나 이런 주체에 대해서 모든 서신도 보내고 이렇게 됐는데, 지금 이 순간이 마지막 순간으로 생각돼서 또 오늘 이 자리를 마련해서 최종의 결과를 위해서 이제 일하고자 하니까 여러분은 그렇게 지지하시고 모든 성원을 바랍니다.
Now we will have Mr. Nathaniel Mason give remarks. He was one of the original founders of this development.
Right.
He was around when this idea of this development was birthed. Mr. Mason.
When the real work was going on. Honest work.
Thank you. I see a lot of people here that I recognize. Come on. I got a very soft voice. How is that?
That's fine.
Thank you. My name is Nat Mason. I'm the original president of Market Garden, Martin Luther King. We're the ones that gave you this co-op. A lot of us laid our bodies on the line, Abe Landry and others, so that we could have this place. A lot of us in the community are not going to let you down. Whatever it takes, we'll be there. We'll be there to stand with you, or we'll be there to fall with you. And everybody that know me, don't let the necktie fool you. I've been on these streets for a long time. By the grace of God, kind of getting a little fat on my head, I've been able to succeed. And I try to be a role model to all of the young people in this area. But we can do this. Whatever it happens to be, we can do this. And Rev, I do want you to let this young man have 2 or 3 minutes.
No, this is our first one.
Well, you know.
I'm gonna have my 2 or 3 minutes.
No,
Okay,
you're not
here you
going
go.
to speak it. You're not going to speak it. You're
I'm gonna
speaking.
speak now then.
Dr.
I decided to
Boyd,
speak now.
Dr. Edgar Boyd, pastor of the Bethel AME Church.
Basically, the people could
Dr.
pay
Boyd.
$180 a
Dr.
month.
Boyd,
You cannot.
And the people,
Dr. Boyd,
$180 not gonna get
$180 pays
Dr.
the
Boyd.
mortgage. That's what pays the mortgage. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna have to speak. I gotta tell
Fair,
the
Let me
truth.
share just
fair.
a
Let the
couple
truth be
words
known.
with you.
This is
I
private
think it's
property.
important that
Access
you
can
gather
be
together.
restricted at any time.
Officer, would you come and remove this gentleman from here? Well, he's not going, wait, ladies. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. May I have everyone's attention, please? May I have everyone's attention? Let me make it very clear. He came to the meeting at West Bay last night, didn't have respect for the people to stay there. He walked out of the room. We don't have time to be dealing with this kind of childish play coming from somebody who's supposed to be an adult. Now that's what it boils down to. No, we don't give him another chance now. Go ahead and move. No, we're not going to have it. We're not going to have it. Come on, Dr. Boyd.
Let me ask all of us who
Not
are
gonna
here.
just let all these lies
Let me
take
ask
without
all of
listening.
us who are here. We have come too far. We have invested too much. We have lost too much ground, too much presence, and too much position for us to be divided. We need to seek with all deliberate speed, as quickly as we possibly can, those things that can unite us and bring us together as a group. And this organization, MLK Marcus Garvey, this housing organization that has for all these years provided shelter and home space for the families who are here, as well as the families who have been here some years ago. We have to recognize that and applaud that. The framers, the organizers, and the developers who brought this complex and community development into place did that to provide dignity, respect, comfort, safety, and the best of environmental concerns that they possibly could. And we owe it to them, and we owe it to their commitment to preserve what they have put in place. So I have been in the past of my life in critical situations where I have thought one way and others thought another way. And I found myself on the minority, the smaller group side. I very quickly recognized that it was my responsibility to allow those who were in the majority to move forward. I stepped aside and did that. I think that's dignity, I think that's honor, and I think that's what the whole organization needs. Now, it does not mean that those who are on the minority
I'm on the majority.
lose
I think you-
their control or lose their voice. It simply means that we have to provide leadership someplace
Someplace.
when there is more than one faction. One faction has to be recognized. And we do that, we vest that kind of authority in the majority and let them move. We can still provide input, we can still provide encouragement, we can still provide our suggestions. But we let those who are in the majority rule and move forward. And I think when you do that, the very best can come out of that. So while we're here today, we're here to help, we're here to provide, we're here to support, we're here to encourage. And whatever we can do from the community, Third Baptist, Bethel, Jones Methodist, First AME Zion Church, First Union Church, all Union Baptist, all these congregations, all these organizations in the community, and those persons who sit on the city department and city planning commissions and housing commissions and the San Francisco Redevelopment Agency Commission and the CAC, all these organizations are moving and working to provide what you need and what you deserve and what we demand for you. So when when any member of this community steps up to raise his voice to HUD or to raise his voice to any other agency that has the power to determine what the outcomes will be, we do that for your best interest, for the best interest of this community here at MLK Marcus Garvey. So I simply came by today to add my voice to the voices that have already been made aware
made aloud and has already come forward. So we are here to help you, and whatever ways we can help, we're here to do that. Simply call upon us when you need to call upon us, and we're here. Thank you, and bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for coming. This brings our press conference to a close.
Okay.
We want to hear Carlos.
We want to hear.
Go talk with him there if you want to hear.
He has a right to say
Let him come down.
do what he wants.
This is America. This ain't Russia. Let him go on and speak, because we don't.
No, he can speak. If you want to hear him, he come on and talk to you.
Everybody, 1 second. 1 second. Hello. I'm Fred Blackwell. I'm with the Redevelopment Agency, and I just wanted to say a couple of things, and I wanted to clarify a few things about next steps. We are here today. We have redevelopment commissioners here today. I'm here today, and Olson Lee has been working with the board for a long time for some specific reasons.
What the brother got to say, but I mean, free speech. This is what America's about. This is what us black folks.
He can speak freely on that to you if you want to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the press conference. God bless you. Thank you for coming.
Don't worry, this board will do what it needs to do. You have a board now that will do what they need to do for 200.
Thank you so much for coming.
Still the same board.
That's it, and that's all. And if it was here today, I'd sign it today.
To talk about what's gonna happen. See what I done? So we are faking the police. It's not gonna happen.
I need to know how this thing is gonna go.
Good man. Bless you.
You can see the trickery that's taking place.
You all need to know if it doesn't happen, how it would go for you to have to get up out of here. You need to know.
They sell this out, they all gonna get a piece. They sell this out, they all gonna get a piece of your money. That's what this is about. We care about you. Oh, yeah, right.
All the same players that brought us to the point where we are now. They're the same players. Just remember that, Olivia. They're all the same players.
I'm not saying there's two sides to a story, always.
Slim, scoot over a little bit. I want to get her.
We got a right to say something. We're not trying to get here just to listen to some politicians. We're not talking about referendum either. These are black places. Me Gassa and Stu Gassa. My house is your house. How dare somebody come on our property telling us to go home? We live here. We live here. We live here. We live here. I got a right to say what I want, lady. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I got a right to talk.
If anybody wants to help, they would be able to help because of what they say. Y'all have to do is make sure
Let it be known, the same players that are involved now, same ones that have been involved throughout the time we've been sailing.
If the bylaws, the regulatory agreements, and all those things are not have to do with what the people have to do.
Hey, Ace.
And everybody has to abide by it, not just some. We've been tricked for too long.
We've been tricked.
We've been tricked for too long. Yes, I'm a fourth generation San Francisco historic Fillmore resident. And as a historic Fillmore resident, I've seen the trickery of redevelopment, urban renewal, and all of that.
No, you haven't.
And it's still
You
going on
weren't
today.
even born when they did
And right
this over
now,
here.
with these people only owing $180 a month on their mortgage and owing $19,000 on their unit, for somebody to say, we're going to help you, hurry up, sign this deal to give us your property, to take a huge loan and turn it over to a developer, that's wrong. Hurry up. Anytime somebody rushes you, if somebody rushes you, everybody blaming her. HUD's not even here. They're going to say HUD. HUD has to follow the regulatory agreement. The regulatory agreement says that the people, the first thing is the people must make their mortgage payment. If there's a default, it spells it out in terms of what HUD can do. None of them is HUD can take your property. They can't take your property, but they can trick you into giving it away. That's what this is. They can't take your property, but they can trick you into giving it away. So all they need to do is get new people. They say, boy said, follow the majority. The majority, you got one they took the majority and planted their own. And it's not legitimate. And they say, follow the majority is not the ones that the people elected. People elected the majority, so my job is to stand up to all these falsehoods. That's my job. In terms of people not wanting me to speak, no, I won't let you speak. How about that? This is private property. If you had a press conference in the public streets, you will have jurisdiction.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Reverend Angus Brown, the city, nobody has jurisdiction. They're trying to get it.
And neither do you.
But currently they do not. I have jurisdiction because certain people elected me. And I ran a write-in campaign. And I got a hard to spell last name, but they still found a way to spell it. And elected me to tell the truth about this.
Yeah, well, it was a mistake.
Yeah, so that's what it is. I appreciate everybody listening and recognizing the truth. They already wrapped up your press conference. This is another one. I think there is another message. Well, first they said it was over. And they put, oh, now it's not over? They don't want me to get. Wait, what happened?
Let Mr. Frank tell you.
I thought it was over.
They did announce that it was over.
I would say this is over. As a board president.
No, you are not a board president.
I would say that this is board president. If you'd like to have a press conference, you have to do so on the board. This is private property.
You don't own not recognized as board president. You think it's a joke? You think this is a joke?
The community.
You think this is a joke, Carlos? He does think it's a joke.
I just got one message. I just got one message from y'all. From the bottom of my heart. Take ownership.
That's right.
Just one idea. I just want y'all to just take that one idea home. Take ownership.
They ain't gonna give it to you either.
That's all I want y'all to think about. Take ownership.
We just can't make a statement without an analysis.
Hello everybody, this is Abe Blank. I helped to build this place. I love my shareholders, but the board of directors make the final decision. Paulo have a right to come to the meeting and share it to convince me he is right. I got to vote. Now if he's right, I vote his way.
That's right.
Y'all can't vote. We can. Now Carlo, we ain't got nothing against you.
But you need
convince the board. They got 7 people on the board.
You're a board member, don't come to the meeting.
I don't have to convince the board.
That's not everybody.
The people can remove the board in one day. It's about the people knowing. It's not about the board making a trip decision.
There are three, before you leave, there are 3 very important things.
You all better listen. You better listen to how you move.
Look, I saw somebody give you money and you put it in your pocket, so I don't want to hear that. You just be quiet. I saw somebody give you money.
Everybody's attention.
No, you have no bribes.
Excuse me.
That's your opinion. You have no business taking bribes.
Excuse me. Carlos. Stepping out of line. That's your fault. Because you told him to speak. He was talking to that man. No respect. No respect. You know how you need to tell him to respect this man. You tell him to respect that man.
Let me tell you guys, this deadline next week is real.
That's right.
And I have Fred Blackwell here, who's
who's the director of the redevelopment agency. I'm a commissioner. I was born and raised in this community, down the street in Plaza East, and that's why I'm here. I'm concerned about the people here. I'm concerned about the fact that all my friends and family are leaving San Francisco, and I don't want to see the people sitting here leave. So Fred is going to explain some things, and if you guys have any other questions, feel free to come and ask.
Thank you. I got some stuff. So there are three things that are very important to know. I think that several people have spoken very well to the need to develop a plan and submit that to HUD.
We did that.
But this is the other thing that's very important, and a very important thing for everybody here to understand is that submission of that plan to HUD does not mean that HUD will accept it.
Exactly.
I have been in meetings with HUD, with the Speaker's office, who have basically said that the game is over. Okay? So there's a part of this here that is about advocacy and letting HUD know that it's unacceptable for you guys to work this hard to come up with a plan for revitalizing this area and not to have it accepted. That's a very important thing for everybody here to know. You've got to contact HUD, you've got to put pressure on HUD and let them know that it's unacceptable for them not to accept the plan that is submitted. Third thing is I want everybody to know what the next steps are on this thing, if it goes this way. If HUD abates the Section 8, the next thing that will happen is that the Housing Authority will give, abate means that they will stop payment on the project-based Section 8, which are 161 rental subsidies in this 211 unit development. So, so I understand that. If that happens, the next step is that the Housing Authority will issue Section 8 vouchers to folks who are currently receiving subsidies here. What that means is that you will not be able to use that voucher here, because the reason why HUD is talking about getting rid of the project-based Section 8 is because of issues around health and safety. So what will happen is that you will receive a voucher. Those of you who have understood and read the headlines in this city about the housing market understand that the housing market, rental and home ownership, is very tight, which means that the folks that receive Section 8 vouchers will likely have to use them outside of this city. And you will have a limited amount of time in order to exercise that voucher. You can reject it and you can stay. You can reject it and stay, but your rent will remain the same, and then, Carlos will tell you that you can pay $200.
Pay your mortgage.
He can tell you that. There are other things that need to happen in terms of a mortgage. You have to pay for maintenance, you have to pay for security, you have to keep the lights on, you have to keep the water running. So there are lots of other things that you have to pay. So I think there's a question about whether folks will be able to actually be able to afford this stay. So, I mean, that's a debate and that's complicated, but what's going to happen next is you will get a Section 8 voucher. Now, the last thing that I need to say is that there's also a financing issue here. The financing issue means that HUD has the ability to foreclose on the mortgage. And there are two mechanisms that they can use to do that. One is if you don't pay.
Will you be quiet? Let the man talk.
One is if you don't pay.
Let the man talk.
Give him respect.
Let the man talk.
Now you get out that gate.
Very important other issue is if you don't pay.
You won't come over here and do it?
Second issue.
You won't come over here and do it?
Why don't you give him respect?
He's stopping the man from speaking. Will you be quiet?
Second important issue with regard to financing, y'all. Very important in terms of the foreclosure process.
Let him speak. I want to hear him.
Listen, one of the brightest speakers I've heard in a long time. HUD also has the ability to foreclose based on their concerns about health and safety. In other words, you can pay your mortgage and they can still foreclose because they think that this is not an environment that is healthy or safe. So I need everybody to understand all of those points,
They want the main thing that the people need to do, if HUD abates the Section 8 on November 9th, the first thing, according to the regulatory agreement that governs what HUD can and cannot do, is pay your mortgage. The mortgage is $180. It's right here on the deed of trust where it says until 2019, the mortgage is $36,000. So if HUD abates Section 8, the first thing the people can do, pay your mortgage. If you pay your mortgage, they can't foreclose if you pay your mortgage. So they can foreclose, they can't foreclose if you turn the lights on.
The people, $180 each is $36,000.
You gotta maintain.
Yes.
You have them not paying $25.
Right now,
so
the
how the hell they
people
gonna pay
without
$180?
Section 8 pay $100,000 into this.
You got people can't pay carriage charges.
No, right now, the people as a whole
You got
pay
people can't pay $25,
$100,000.
let alone $180.
So,
Since they
it's
wrong,
just
you
real
say
clear
you wrong.
that the
Since they
trickery is
wrong.
here.
Hey, you wrong. You wrong. Don't take that. Take that. No. Take that. No. Take that from her, Carmen. Take that from her.
Well, even though I don't have a
Still on
mind,
tape.
I have a voice.
You're not in here for us, so you need to shut up. I don't care. You're not in here for us. You need to shut your mouth up and get out of here.
We do
Yeah,
speak
get
here.
out of here, because you are not for us, and you're doing us wrong. Get out of here. You need to get out of here.
Okay. A lot of you guys know me.
Hey! Hold on just a minute. Hey! Everybody! We don't have a microphone.
Don't do it, Carlos.
Oh!
Just shut up.
Hey!
One of the things I want you to pretty sure. That redevelopment, what the hell is he doing? Just as the mayor supervisor and others, these same people you're going to need for your life that was seated on September the 11th. We need your support behind us. We are working aggressively, moving forward with getting the contract negotiated.
I'm coming. Sit there.
We have had our lawyers and others met with the lady yesterday. So even though they are threatening to abate the Section 8, to cut it off, we are still aggressively moving, staying focused to get that contract signed, to get the letter from the National Cooperative Housing Bank.
No, I mean, I agree with you.
Don't do that. We need your support behind this board to make sure that we follow through. We're having a special board meeting. We need all of the shareholders to come out. A special board meeting Monday night at 6 o'clock. Here in the community center is the people.
Right there.
Right. And we're having a shareholder. We are working hard with these guys. We don't want board. We have to be moved out. You need to break that up. Y'all need to break that up. Hello.
The back. Right there, that's good.
I'm Judith McIntosh. A lot of people think that you're supposed to be not angry about what's going on. The Bible says be angry but sin not. So that's what I did. But now, when it comes to other people, they don't want other people to say what's on their minds. And I think that's not right, based on the Constitution, based on all of the Articles of Confederation. Now, what I have to say is, those of you who are credible need to be getting your attorneys. And you need to file a lawsuit against Martin Luther King Marcus Garvey Apartments and all the players involved in this matter to begin with. Because first of all, how you going to have a meeting and not everybody could be at this meeting on a Friday? It should have been on a Saturday to begin with. And then some of these public officials, they're not fending for us. It's like Hurricane Katrina. They're not fending for us. They don't care. They don't care. Amen. They don't care. They got their lavish houses and they go back on their houses. They'll talk about, honey, how you doing? Take your shoes off, baby. But then the thing it is that we'll lose our property. Prayerfully we won't. Hopefully we won't. And I'm so sick and tired. And yeah, I'm going to be mad as a minister. The Bible told me I could be angry about something that's not right. God don't like it. He was mad with the money changers. So why can't I be mad? Huh? It's about the truth, and the truth is about to be exposed. I want to ask you a question. What happened with that audit situation that was going before this whole complex? What happened? And those that are up here that telling me as a tenant that I don't have a right to say nothing, you need to be quiet. Silencio, por favor. You need to be silencio. And that's what you need. Cállate la boca. So now that you understand, I don't talk crazy. I'm just mad what's going on too. But I also know is that this is like Hurricane Katrina. Got everybody fending for themselves. You ain't got these rich folk feeling. Mr. Gavin Newsom, he came up here looking handsome as ever, but he didn't do nothing. He didn't tell you, he didn't give you a solution. He didn't give none of us a solution today. You better gravitate to that and join the class action lawsuit. For those of you who are credible, stand. Those who are not, sit down and be quiet.
Oregon is over.
Hey, hey.
Somebody needs to get this up. Open the mouth, I got the water.
I know the problem. And I'm a public official. All right, but I'm a commissioner. But respect that, like respect that. Hey, no, it ain't on understand. It ain't on understand.
Could y'all find people scoot over just a little bit? Could y'all scoot over just a tiny bit? Thank you.
You don't do man.
Good, you good.
You can't even gotta vote.
Hey, man, tell them no.
She's in charge, right? Yeah, she's in charge. Okay. So on the next one, I'm gonna vote. What I'm gonna do?
We're waiting to wrap something up. You know what's told us? The same thing that reason why we're here now, all the same players are still involved. Ain't nobody responded to that. All the same players are still in all the same positions.
We'll be talking. I'll be
the ones that brought us to this point today.
Let's see, who else is there?
And they're still all active in everyday work.
That's the biggest problem.
What we can is just no honesty amongst them. No honesty.
And I would be glad to use this place and it's named after
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of history. Yeah, it's a lot of history. But you know, everybody across the board got to be honest. Not 2 or 3 here be honest, and then you got one not honest. It would never work. Put your person on the side, deal with the business at hand, leave it up there, come out and then deal with your person. But the business at hand is this, and go deal with that. Health-wise, but she's been in love so long.
No, I mean, not at all. Even when you're working hard to get us here.
Period.
I didn't say
Oh, I see what you're saying there.
yeah, they don't need
Right. You want to say a little something for me?
A little something?
Yeah, something. Anything.
Come on over here, man. This is my buddy DeAnthony. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's an Aquarian.
Okay, you better not do it.
People need to talk. People need to work. They need to talk. They need to hear. They need to make decisions for themselves. More information, they make a better decision. They can This is their chance to talk to the people and tell them what is and what isn't. And make decisions. You know who these guys are? It's a good experiment. It's a good experiment. This is the area supervisor.
Everybody leave.
Ms. Brown, the man in the jacket, redevelopment.
Had a board meeting tomorrow.
And he's
That's why they leave. Had a board meeting tomorrow. It's over with.
keep it forward, not make this as
Wait a minute.
Let's keep this together.
No violence. I don't care what happens, like no violence. Seriously.
Man, if they didn't say it was over, people would leave. They just don't hard. Not easy. That's all they can do. That's stupidity.
Let me tell you something.
Like a soap opera, man.
All of them is no good.
What they still doing here?
I'm gone. I'm going to meet Tony. He just called me.
Hey, that's when you pointed at them two up there.
Oh, I got them. I got them. Yeah. They thought about it. Yeah. They know.
They back the hell up. Quick.
I need help. You sit back and just let us kill each other. I know I'm going to hell with you. That's all it is. Shift this way. We're creating a joke on ourselves. All over the
And then on the 29th year, 28th year, I said, well, let's redo it, but you went for another 28 years. You know what I mean? I've got 12 years left at $200 more. Why would I want a 40-year deal at $2,000 more? You do have 12. I'm talking about now. No, you do have 12 years if you follow this. You gotta, even if they take it, what do they have to do? If they take it, what it says? They have to pay the mortgage's obligations under what? This agreement. Nobody, it is new because nobody's not going on this.
Dwayne, you need to give him the update.
What's the amount? What is the amount? That's the amount. Because if you're in your house, if you have your house and you own your house, even if your lights go out, they can't foreclose, the bank can't foreclose on you for your lights. They can only foreclose on you if you really pay your mortgage. So the first nut is 36,000 divided by 200. These people have been living here for 28 years. Everybody has family members, adult working members of their family. $1,000. Koreans can do it too.
Where did they come from?
They came from corruption. You know what? They came from corruption. They came from corruption because what happened was people started taking under the thing's money, and then they started letting them into
into units. There was, but the point is this. It can't be, see, it could be that dirty, but the city and everybody else can't make it. They can't make it dirty. And the reason they make it dirtier is in this packet right here, I point out all the lies that are being told. If you're gonna do it, but tell the truth. But if you sit here with a whole bunch of lies like this, if you tell the people, and I just showed you the deed of trust, and it says, this means that second day will be gone and we will not be able to make mortgage payments. That's a lie. What's the mortgage amount? This is written on John Stewart letterhead, signed by a public board.
But it doesn't matter.
Here it is.
It doesn't matter.
Here's the city. Look at, here's the lies of the city.
Here's why it doesn't matter. The mortgage says that the buildings and substandard condition are conforming.
Okay, now look at
They told us.
Okay, here's the part.
As soon as they take it.
So we sit back
Talked
and
about the rating.
Talked about
Adjustment of the rating. At the end of the day, it's their rating.
No, that's their rating.
It's their rating.
But there's some independent people who have assessed it.
It's their stuff. So it's their rating.
What's their stuff?
It's a HUD rating, right? And they came in and changed. That's what you explained last night. HUD has one rating.
But like I said, HUD.
It's good.
All I care about is night. All I care about is
All right, give me your card.
the people pay the mortgage. Exactly. However, but if we put a deal in, it depends on how you make that happen. If you make that happen with a deal that's not in the best interest of the people, then that's not good enough. Let me ask you this.
Well, not good enough. Everyone's going to get evicted.
No, everybody's going to pay their mortgage, and the people that you run off with vouchers, other people can replace them, and will
They're going to
pay the
foreclose.
mortgage.
Doesn't matter if you pay the mortgage.
Well,
They're going to foreclose.
No, you're not talking about. But what I'm saying is, if people are scared and they run out and say, okay, I'm voucher, we got to move. The thing is replace
You're
that
reckless,
with other
man.
people.
This is people's lives. I mean, it's really sad.
No, you're reckless. Look at. You got. Hey, listen. Hey, man, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. You reckless with the truth.
Not true.
Yeah, you reckless with the truth because you signed this document.
Nancy Pelosi's reckless.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Chronicle.
Yes, I got it right. They're all reckless right here.
One big conspiracy.
They said
You did it anyway.
What I do?
No, he said you part of it too.
But I know that. They really want our
They
land.
part of the conspiracy. All right, this is prime land.
They really want the prime real estate.
This is prime real estate.
And the city really wants it as well as everybody.
We should come to the station, sit down and talk.
You know the real issue is though? All the same, why we in this situation, all the same players are still involved.
Same players.
And the same players will continue to be involved and we will continue to crumble.
And we will never go forward.
Right.
Never. With the same people.
Right. The same players are
Same
involved.
players every time. Come on, it's time for a change.
How can we proceed when we have the same players?
And you're still fooling. You can fool me once or twice, but you're not going to keep on fooling.
Right.
That's what it is. I mean, what I'm saying is
People
the
better
real
wake
issue
up.
is this. Malcolm X said, when the puppet starts talking
You all
about
right.
the puppeteer is in trouble. See, they want to sit back and puppeteer and be the puppet and get a puppet board and then get on and go forward with that. But instead of me getting at the board members, it's have to get at the puppeteers. And those are the puppeteers that came here.
It's just like the field. I hate to say it. It's just like the field, Nick. That's all it is all about.
Right. The one got the best job.
One got the
huh?